Today I'm going to show you how to replace your wheels and bearings on Freeskates, and to do that, I've stolen my roommate's pair of Freeskates to give them a much needed makeover. And at the end of the video, we're going to see how he reacts to his fresh new set. One of the common questions I get from Freeskaters is, when is it time to switch out my wheels? And I would say there's a few ways you can tell. These wheels here have burnt into the logos on the side at this point, and they're getting really small. Therefore, you can feel a lot of bumps in the pavement, and you can't really keep speed as much as you can with fresh, big wheels. Another thing you may notice is your wheel is starting to form this weird cone shape. That is just from irregular wear in your form and your pump, and it's not something you can necessarily control, but you can try and help this by rotating your wheels every once in a while and swapping their direction. Another point of wear and tear here is you can see this flat spot right here. This is actually from power sliding. There's not much you can do to counteract this other than get new wheels. And then another question we always get asked is, what is the typical amount of time for a Freeskater to go through a set of wheels? And honestly, it varies by a long shot. We have a friend here in San Diego by the name of Marco. It seems like he comes in for new wheels like maybe once every 2 months. For someone like me, I would say it's every 4 months or so I'm getting new wheels. For a lot of people I know, they get new wheels maybe once a year or once every 2 years. So it really depends on who you are. When it gets small like this and it's generally just uncomfortable to ride on, I would say this is the point when you'll want a new wheel. And trust me, when it's this big of a difference, you notice the moment you step on those new wheels. All right, so to swap these out, you're obviously gonna need to take your skate apart using this included Allen wrench with your skates. One by one, you're just gonna take out these wheels. And then as I'm doing this, I'd recommend that you have some sort of cloth or paper towel to put all the dirty parts on while you're working, as well as a container to keep track of all of your parts. Do this for all 4 wheels. And then now comes the fun part, which is trying to pry these bearings out of your wheels. I'm actually installing these new bearings, but I'm still gonna show you how to remove the old ones just in case. So this is fun. You take the Allen wrench and then use the short end, latch it on to the middle between the 2 bearings. Inside, you can feel it lock, and then pry outward like this. If it's an old wheel, it's probably not gonna happen first try. So move in a circular motion and then do it again, and just pry it on a bunch of different points in the wheel until it comes out. And while we're on the subject of switching out your bearings, this is gonna be a great time to also clean your bearings. At JMK, we like to clean our bearings with this Bones cleaning kit. I'll link it below in the description. Won't be needing to do that today as I have some fresh new bearings at the ready. One more bearing left. I don't know why I'm doing this since I have the new ones, but now comes the fun part, putting the new bearings in the new wheels. So to put these on, there's a bunch of different methods, but I like to take a screwdriver or just something of that sort, and then just wiggle the bearing through like this. If it's an older wheel or you're just having a hard time, you can place the screwdriver on a hard surface like so, and get up and press it down that way. So now we'll just repeat the process 7 more times. There's one important step that I think a lot of people miss. If you look in the center here, there's this piece that turns along with the axle. You should, if these are installed correctly, be able to put your finger on one side, turn it, and then see it also on this side turning. I would make sure that happens on all 4 wheels. If it doesn't do that, I would press harder with the screwdriver so that they're touching in the middle. Please do this, otherwise your wheels might wiggle around unevenly as you're trying to ride. For putting these wheels back on, there is a general process I like to follow. That is holding the wheel in place like this, 1 spacer at a time on both sides, and then start with this hex nut. Align it with the spacer like so. Line up the bolt with the spacer. Wiggle the wheel down into place so that the bolt slides right through and you can tighten it. Also, the thing we did earlier with making sure the bearings touch in the center will ensure that the wheel will fit in between those spacers. So if it doesn't fit, make sure you did that. 3 more wheels to go and then we'll see what he thinks. All right, so it looks like Jack is in the other room playing a game on Discord. So I'm gonna hijack his chat and tell him to get over here. Hey, yo, Jack.
Yeah.
You should come here.
Okay.
My clothes on.
Those are your skates.
You did that?
Those are for you. Check them out. Oh, you're gonna ride them in the house?
They feel like a brand new McLaren.
So when buying new wheels from JMK, a common question we get is, do I need round or flat? We have a video talking all about that right here, where I explain everything. So give that a watch. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions at all, and roll with us.